one interesting fact about me, and it's going to go back several decades, and people who know me probably won't believe this, but many years ago, in another life, I used to be a pageant queen. I actually won my high school pageant. I am Miss Derrick, which is the pageant of the Smackover High School. Yes, Smackover High School graduate, go Buckaroos. And I was the first African American to win that contest. And my talent was a dance routine to jump by the Pointer Sisters. So I am really aging myself by telling that story. Hobbies of mine. People who do know me know that I am a self-proclaimed workaholic. I love working. It's something that I have a passion for. I love constantly learning, researching. There are so many different venues concerning public relations and marketing, and there's something new every day. So I spend a lot of my time just reading and learning and Googling and watching what young people are doing. There are so many young people out there right now who are just killing it on social media, so just constantly learning and studying. Actually, my background is tourism. Years ago, I used to be I started in hospitality now that I think about it. I used to manage the front desk at a hotel in Pine Bluff. From there, I transitioned to the Convention and Visitors Bureau side, and I was the director for the CVB. Basically, that means my job was to sell Pine Bluff. So that was tourism. During my tourism experience, I met lots of people who helped market the industry. From there, I met Shelby Woods, who was one of the founders of Cranford Johnson Robinson Woods, now CGRW. And after many conversations, I was hired by Shelby to go work at CGRW in the PR department. So kind of like what I've heard from many of the people we talked to this week, nobody actually started out in PR. They just happened to fall into the industry, and once you're in it, you just find that love for it. I don't know if I decided to take on this project or if it woke me up at 3 o'clock the last Friday in July. I was doing some research and thinking about different projects and different things, and I went to bed that night, and at 3 o'clock that morning, I woke up and I was like, PR Diversity Month, I want to do something. And I just started writing this plan on what I wanted to do, how I wanted to talk to different people in this industry. How do they get into the industry? What are their thoughts about it? What are some of the experience they've had as a African American, and Hispanic, and Asian person in this industry? So I don't know if I wanted to start it or if it was my calling. It was something that I felt like I needed to do. I've heard so many great stories from just a really great, diverse group of people, so I'm glad I decided to do it. Like I said, it woke me up one night, and it came from the simple fact that PRSA, they're having this month, this PR Diversity Month, to recognize those in the industry with different ethnic backgrounds. And I just felt like there are so many people during my time in PR that I've met. Many of them look nothing like me, but there are a few, and I wanted to get their story, get their insights, just kind of hear what they think about diversity in PR and which directions they think we're going in. Personal takeaways. There was a lot of time off camera that I really spent to get to know the ones I didn't know and just get reacquainted with those I do know. And all of us, each and every one of us, have had some type of unique, for lack of a better term, experience because of our race, our ethnicity, and our background. But every person I talked to, they took something away from it, they learned from it, and in a lot of cases, they were able to educate somebody else about it. Sometimes people just They don't know. I don't think it's an excuse, but they don't know. But if you have an opportunity to educate somebody, I think you should take it. There may be some hurt feelings involved, but I think it's okay. If you're going to succeed, we're telling everybody else's story. I think it's important that we tell ours. Yes, I want to say everybody mentioned the need for mentoring if we're going to bring more diversity and multicultural people into this industry. And we all recognize that there is not a concentrated effort being made to do that. There are many PR mentoring programs, but there are not any strictly targeted towards African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, others. So the key takeaway is that's a problem. The issue is how do we fix it? I'm going on film to personally say I am ready to do something about it. Hopefully, together all of us can figure out what that plan is. The only way we're going to increase diversity in public relations is we are tasked with reaching out to others who look like us, who think like us, and who want to do the same job that we're doing. So that's a challenge that I'm willing to take on. From an entertainment point of view, I think that there are some movies, TV shows that have done a really great job of portraying what the PR industry is, what PR people represent. I do think there are some industries that have glamorized the position. You know, we're not all Samantha Jones from Sex and the City out there hosting events, planning party for high-profile people. A lot of times, we're behind the scenes. We're helping clients with crises that they have to deal with. We're helping our clients deal with internal issues they have to deal with. So there are some shows that have done a really good job. There are some shows that have glamorized it. And a lot of people had like TV personalities or movie personalities that they looked up to. And, you know, I was thinking the other day and I was like, you know, one of the first representation of influence marketing, and this is probably going to be crazy, is Grace Jones in the movie Boomerang. I don't know how many people have seen that movie. If you haven't, Google it, look it up. But Grace Jones, you know, her name was Strange in the movie, and they actually named a perfume after her, and she hosted all of the events and everything. She represented that brand and that company. And when you think about this movie was back in 1992, so things in advertising and public relations change, but they also stay the same. And if you have not seen Boomerang, go watch it. Great movie. Okay, so that's the question I've asked everybody, and I've never thought about what it meant to me, so let me take a stab at it. What it means to me is having the people that you're trying to talk to, that you're trying to reach, represented within your walls. And what I mean by that is that, you know, you can't say that you're going to implement a multicultural program or you're going to target African Americans if you don't have an African American on staff to tell you how to do that. The other thing you've got to realize is that my African American story, my Black story, is not everybody else's story. So just having one voice in the room sometimes is not enough. You've got different lifestyles, you've got different representation of African Americans, of Hispanics, of Asians. So sometimes having just one is not enough, but it's a start. You know, it's definitely a start you need to make, but it means having people in the room, listening to them, and getting their feedback on how to reach the audiences you're trying to reach. There's so many. One in particular is that I remember I just started at this company, and it was Martin Luther King Day. And unfortunately, in the world of public relations and advertising, your time off may not be your client's time off. So I actually ended up having to work Martin Luther King Day. I was sitting at my desk and an older white gentleman stopped by and goes, "Well, Pam Jones, what are you doing here today?" And I just kind of looked and I was like, so how do I address that without offending, but letting him know, I mean, that's just something you just don't pop off and say. So I was like, well, I've been working here for a full year and, it's just time to come into the office. I mean, I don't think he got it, but he did look and he was like, and we're happy to have you. Another time, and this happened way more than once, is the number of times that you are invited to participate in a meeting or an actual presentation or a new business pitch, and you are keenly aware that the only reason you are in that room is because you represent the African American audience. I get it. My preference would be to let me know that's why I'm there, that day I'm there to represent the African American audience, because it helps me to know that, am I in this room to actually participate, or am I in this room just to be here, just to be seen? So, I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, be more deliberate with it, be honest about it, let them know we need an African American voice at this table, that's why you're in this room. I can probably go on and on all day, because people who know me know that I love to adopt the young people. I do want to start out by saying you have to listen to others, but you have to trust yourself. I remember when I first got started, having so many people question the things that I was doing. Why did I do it this way, And it kind of eats at you after a while. It kind of makes you think, what am I doing? Do I fit in here? Is my work good enough? And, there's an old saying, those of you who watch Scandal, you've heard it, Papa Pope, we have to be twice as good. And unfortunately, that is the case a lot of times. We have to be twice as good, but you also have to understand that your style is your style because of your upbringing, your background. So yes, you need to listen to people, you need to have mentors from both sides, but feel free to ask them why they disagree with your thoughts, your ideals, the way you're representing things, the way you're presenting things. Sometimes you have to trust your instinct and be confident. Don't let anybody take that away from you. I do want to take a minute to thank everybody who participated. There was a lot with this being something that was done in basically 30 days, and everybody else have jobs that they have to do, including me. So I want to thank everybody who felt that it was important enough for them to take the time to participate. And let's start thinking about what we're going to do for next year. I think this is something we need to continue. I also want to thank Diamond Lewis for holding things down at the agency while I was out on this adventure and getting this done. So thank you, Diamond Lewis. And this will probably get cut out, but behind the scenes, I want to thank my son, Jordan Jones. He has been the videographer and the editor and the task keeper during this project. So many people to thank, and I appreciate it.